Welcome back, fellow comic nerds. Greek Geek here, back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about my latest read, Thor by Walt Simonson Omnibus. Going to give you an overview, some key moments, my top 5 moments to be specific, and give you my overall rating at the end of this video. So what does this collect? This collects Thor 337 to 355, 357 to 369, 371 to 382, and the Balder the Brave miniseries 1 through 4. This is a thick omnibus here, lots of content, and Walt Simonson, of course, was writing and drawing the vast majority of this, legendary creator. And why is it so well-received and well-renowned? Well, he took the early Stan Lee Silver Age Thor character, modernized him, similar to the way that Frank Miller did with Daredevil. Definitely improved and made Thor a household name. Got rid of the Dr. Donald Blake tapping the cane and becoming Thor. That goes away. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And he lays the groundwork for Thor in the MCU eventually. All the characters that we see in the MCU, the villains from Malekith, the Frost Giants, Hela, who in the comics, I had no clue until now, she's actually Loki's daughter, not Odin's daughter, so a little bit different there. But references to Ragnarok, we have Stormbreaker. So you're laying the groundwork for that MCU Chris Hemsworth Thor that everybody knows and loves. And the genius of Simonson during this era, comics were meant to be entry points for new readers. You'd go to the spinner rack at the drugstore, I'm dating myself there, pick up any issue and you would be good to go. You'd have an idea of what was going on. Simonson was totally different. This entire thing here builds on each issue, and he goes from character to character. There'll be a few pages of Thor, a few pages of Loki, Sif, Scourge, Heimdall, and you just keep going and everything builds, but everybody's got their little story that builds on the larger story. So he was ahead of his time, and that's what makes it perfect for an omnibus, whereas some of those older books, there's no real story, there's no cohesion. It's just a halting, 1 to 2 issue story arc. And that's a big reason why this Thor by Simonson is considered the definitive Thor comic to own and read. And it was out of print for a long time. And I want to say around maybe 2024, it came back into print. So these were several $100s on eBay. I didn't pay that. I waited for the reprint and got it for about $80. And I'm glad that I did. So let's get into my top 5 moments in this run. Number 5 is going to be the Balder the Brave series. Now, I had never read anything about Balder. He was not in the MCU, but in these comics, Balder is there when Thor's not there. He's a protector of Asgard. He's just an overall warrior, a great guy, great character, just loyal to Odin and to Asgard. He's got a ton of adventures. He's got some romance. It's kind of like a Game of Thrones type of mini-series there. Number 4 is a little bit of a spoiler, but we get the death of the executioner, Scourge. Man, what a scene here. I'll put up a couple panels here. But Thor and the Asgardians go to fight Hela in hell to free some souls that she has down there. And it is one heck of a battle. The Asgardians have managed to get hold of some machine guns, some Midgard Earth machine guns. And Scourge dies an honorable death and tells Thor and Balder that he wants a toast to be raised to him one day. And yeah, this is one of the most heroic deaths you'll see in comics. So that's top point number 4. The third top moment is Odin versus Surtur. Of course, Surtur played a big part in the MCU. We saw that, but this is a awesome battle over multiple issues. Thor and Loki join Odin as he battles Surtur. And I don't want to give too much away, but we learn a lot about Odin's brothers and some flashbacks to some battles that Odin had with his brothers. And this is an epic fight and one that will have repercussions throughout the rest of this Omni and in the future years. My second top moment. This is something that should not work, but Loki casts a spell on Thor, and Thor for several issues becomes a frog. Yeah, a frog. And in these issues, he is fighting, he's joining a bunch of frogs and he's fighting rats. There are alligators involved, and there's a marriage proposal from a princess frog. it's crazy, but it is a lot of fun. It just goes to show you how good Simonson is, that he could make Thor a frog and you still enjoy the story. So yeah, just a lot of fun. You'll love it. My top moment, top character of the entire omnibus is Beta Ray Bill. I wish he would have been in the MCU. He is perfect for the MCU. He is an insane warrior. He's got a great look to him. Everything about him is unique. And we do, I mentioned earlier, Stormbreaker. We kind of get that Donald Blake curse or shift from Donald Blake to Thor. Odin grants that power to Beta Ray Bill. So he goes from having that horse face to more of a neutral, human-esque looking person with the tap of his cane. And he's gifted Stormbreaker by Odin. He becomes an honorary Asgardian. Just super cool. And he's in, I don't know, maybe a third to a half of this book. So definitely worth checking out. Love Beta Ray Bill. And a bonus honorable mention, they didn't have mashups of Marvel and DC too much back in the day. But in this issue right here, this panel, Thor runs into Clark Kent. So yes, Superman and Thor crossed paths in the 80s, even if it's just in the guise of Clark Kent bumbling all over the place. But pretty cool little Easter egg there. So that comes down to, do I recommend this? Heck yes, I recommend this. On my Greek Geektastic Gyro scale, gyros for the non-Greek, this is a slam dunk 5 out of 5 gyros. You have got to pick this up. If you're a fan of the MCU, a fan of Thor, this Simonson Omni is the godfather of Thor stories. You need to own this. I've got a link to panel-bound comics. It's in the 80s, usually around 85, 87 bucks. $2 off for you if you use my referral code. You got to buy this because I think it will probably go out of print. As always, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know if you've read this omnibus. What are your thoughts? Did you have any similar top 5 moments to me? Love to hear what everybody thinks about this book. Appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you next time.